Hey everybody, and welcome to the news of the day. I'm doing a bit of an earlier news of the day today because I've got to go out for the rest of the day, and there's some stuff to talk about that I probably should have done yesterday, but I had busy 2 days and wasn't able to get it in time. I figured I'd leave it for today. So if you're a regular watcher to my news of the day, let's get right into the news of the day. So Alexis Lafreniere was named the MVP of the Q, which is the QMJHL. He's the third ever repeat winner, along with Sidney Crosby, who everyone knows, and Mathieu Chouinard, who I don't know. Maybe he was a prospect that was highly ranked. I don't know. I had never heard of him, so I don't know how old that is either. So Alexis Lafreniere winning more trophies. Marco Rossi receives the 2019-20 Red Tilson Trophy for the OHL's most outstanding player. So it's not the most valuable player that it said, and he may be that, but it's the most outstanding player, so most exciting to watch, I imagine, those kind of things. And that's voted on by the league's writers and broadcasters. That's why I kind of think it's for a player who's very exciting to watch and just, that kind of, I don't know, I'm missing the word, but you know what I mean. Minorly now, the Laval Rocket have signed forward Yannick Veilleux to a one-year, one-way AHL contract, which means that I imagine that means he wouldn't be able to be called up. So he must be a career AHLer. I had never really heard of him. Where I got this story from, they said it would be good for their forward ranks with experience and stuff. So I imagine he's a little bit older player, but I didn't really check. But it's news if you're a Habs fan. Now, there are rumors all over the place, and I've not talked about it really. This is Mikhail Sergachev offer sheet. But Eric Engels put out a story today. Now, I'm not saying I read the article. I didn't. I just wanted to give you my opinion on this topic without having read what he said. I just want to give my opinion. So I personally look at it this way. First of all, I don't like offer sheets. They don't usually work. You have to really overpay somebody to get them. I know Tampa Bay has money problems. I do know that, but they can make some other trades or deals that can allow them to keep Sergachev. I don't think they're going to trade him or allow an offer sheet. I get it. It's risky. Well, not risky, but I guess it is a possibility that they can't afford. But that would mean, I think, that you have to overpay Sergachev. And I don't know. I don't really like that. Plus, Sergachev's the guy we traded to get Drew, and it's kind of like, you know how they say you can never go home again? I don't know if that's the same with hockey players, but to get Sergachev via an offer sheet is what I don't like. If you want to make a trade for him and get him back, yeah, we can easily admit that it was a bad deal, and we probably should have kept Sergachev, right? But to get him via offer sheet kind of seems almost like begging to me. I don't know. I just get a bad feeling for it, so I don't really like it. Will he help here in Montreal? There's no doubt. I like Sergachev. I would like to get him back, but I don't like the offer sheet part, and that's my opinion. Now, I don't really know what is said, but I would imagine, listen, Sergachev could really help here and all that good stuff with him, definitely. But I don't like the offer sheet. I don't like overpaying because I think overpaying a guy like Sergachev might really end up biting us in the ass. And then if you think the trade wasn't that great, that's two bites in the ass on one deal, and I don't like that. So that's my opinion. Now, another opinion. My opinion on summer hockey and the proposed playoff format. And what I mean by that is, there's a lot of talk out. I'm on Twitter a lot. There's a lot of talk out there about, I don't know if it's split 50-50. I think I saw something where it's like 60-40. People want the summer hockey, 60. The 40 is people who don't want it to happen. For my opinion is I don't care if there's meaningful hockey going on that is not on a repeat. I'm interested in watching I have a hockey channel. Do I want the season to restart? Of course. Do I want the Habs in the playoffs? Yeah, I do. But there begs another question that I didn't really put up on the board here. But if the Habs are in the playoffs and they find success, does that screw up their draft pick? Which should, right? And I don't really like that because I don't think they can win the cup here. And And it's not to say that they can't. I don't think the chances that they'll win the cup are great. The chances that they can go a couple of rounds are not bad. They could win, or they can get into the playoffs, which screws their 8th pick. And I don't. There's a chance here to get a really good player for the future that you're not going to have that opportunity maybe again for a long time. And I don't really like that aspect of it. So for Montreal, I would like them to make it to the playoffs there and lose, maybe take the Penguins. Well, we haven't gotten into that, but the team they're going to play to whatever the limit is. If it's 3 games or 5 games, and then lose, and then we don't maybe screw up our pick so much. That's how I feel. So that's my opinion. Yeah, I would love to see summer hockey. I would like to see them come back if at all possible, but safely, fairly. And I don't mean it by the way that the format's going to be, that it's fair. It's different. It's going to be different. It's going to be unfair to somebody. Some people aren't going to like it. And even if it was just nothing ever happened and we were normal, somebody's not going to like it. So what's the difference? So I'm happy. There won't be an asterisk next to the winner and all that. Okay, moving on. There is a I have a mark now on the floor. I should know where to stand. There's a proposed. This is not something that's confirmed yet, but I've seen enough people do a video or a story on this now that are legit that I think this is fair enough to talk about, even though this isn't written in stone. So this is the proposed format for a 24-team tournament to continue to play. Now that would mean we're not talking about finishing the regular season. That's not what's talked about. It's a tournament, and I'm going to explain what they're talking about as best I can. So it's going to be, here's my notes just in case. Brackets based. Yeah, okay, so it's going to be a brackets based tournament. So you see here, these are the teams that are on the bubble or were like really not in the mix, but not mathematically eliminated, I guess. These 4 here on each side, these are the top teams in the league. As you can see, Boston 1, Tampa 2, Washington 3, Philly 4, St. Louis 1, Colorado 2, Vegas 3, and Dallas 4. Those teams they'd have a bye here. The outside teams would play some form of a series, either, and what I mean by that is a best of 3 or a best of 5. That hasn't been decided, obviously, since this isn't written in stone yet, for a play-in. So it's not even playoffs. That's not really what... These guys aren't in the playoffs yet. These guys are in the playoffs. These outside, they're not yet. They're in a play-in to get into the playoffs. Even though some of the teams before this all happened were playoff teams, right now they have to beat the other team to get in. So, like I said, it's a short tournament. They're bracketed, right? So you got 2, 4, 6 teams. 2 or 6 teams. So if they go with 4 hub cities, you can have these play your way through the bracket before you have to change city. So you can have all these teams playing in each. And if they go with 2 hub cities, it'll go by conference, right? So 1 conference in one city, 1 conference in the other city. They play through the bracket, and then you only have to have the Stanley Cup final. 1 team has to move. So that kind of makes sense, right? So that's how it looks like it's going to go. The bye team. No, let's get over. They're going to play games or series. Could become how the wild. Oh, no. There's a thought for after, actually. The teams here that are. This is something that's not confirmed, but it's talked about, and it might happen. These 4 top teams on each side, they might have a mini round robin tournament to actually decide the 1 to 4 seed. So these seedings might change, and you might see, Boston move. You never know how it's going to work out. But so a mini round robin, 1 game, I guess, each. While these series are going on, these guys are going to have a round robin tournament. 2 reasons, I think. I'm not sure of one of them, but one of them is these guys would be sitting out for maybe, say it's a 5-game series for the first one. Could be a week that takes to have that happen. So these top teams would be sitting out for a week, not doing much but practicing. It might not be fair, so they're going to keep them going and might not make it worth something. And the seeding. So, it can change. Anyway, so that's talked about. And as all of this is just proposed, there's nothing that's for sure. But it's being talked about seriously now, and quite frankly, in my opinion, I don't see how they don't go with the 2014 tournament, because they need as many teams to be playing to draw fans to watch, so that they can get as much revenue in as possible to make up for what they're losing, as much as they can get back, as much as they get. So it makes sense. Plus, some people are saying that because they're having Montreal, the Rangers, in because of the fan bases and they need the money. And yeah, so this is probably true. But it also kind of makes the most sense. If you work out a 20 team or a 16 team, it doesn't really, it's not as fair. I don't think this one isn't totally fair either. But I think if you go to the lower numbers, I think it's even more unfair. I think this is the fairest way they can do it. Honestly, that's my opinion. You can beat me up on that, but if you have a different opinion, obviously in the comment section, please let me know. Anything I'm saying here, let me know what you think about it. I think it was the hockey guy made this point, and it made sense to me too, because maybe this is kind of with Seattle coming in and going to 32 teams. So that means probably 16 teams in, 16 teams out, right? So 50%, 50%. They either cut back or kind of expand to something more like this, where you have play-ins, and it's changed. So we might see that this shows them that, maybe it's time for a change. There's a little more excitement. There's a little more, maybe that the teams that you didn't think would have a chance. I've seen it happen when I was younger. They had this kind of stuff. They're 3-game preliminary series. And sometimes teams you didn't think had a chance won. It happens, and it makes a little more excitement. And I think for fan bases for all the leagues, having some playoff games or even play-in games what could help a franchise to survive, especially right now when we don't know when fans are coming back to the stands, and the gate's going to be very low, if at all. So this is what's proposed. This is all I can actually give you. My opinion. I'm happy with it. I don't think there's a way to do it fairly, completely, all around. I think this is, like I said, I think this might be the fairest way. The surprise here for me is the round robin for the. I actually, when I heard first about it, I hadn't heard about that round robin, and it's from a really good source. I had it that they would probably have them play kind of like preseason games just to keep them going. That's what I wrote, and then this kind of makes more sense. It gives some meaning to the position, so they don't just get put there. They have to earn their position as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So that's my opinion. And this, by the way, is from Elliot Friedman. That's where it started coming from. You can go out there. You've probably, even before you watch my video, know about this, but this is my opinion on it. And it started out with, I first heard it from Elliot Friedman, but I only got home like at 8 o'clock last night. By the time I could put together anything, I wasn't going to publish anything anyway. So I worked on it, and that's why it's coming out late. Late, because I should have done this video yesterday. Okay, so I've got 2 questions for you guys that I'm interested in knowing if you want to leave comments. I should say this about comments. Something with YouTube has changed since, it's got to be a couple of months. I don't get when you guys leave a comment, I used to get an instant notification. So if I'm on the computer, I can go and respond. Then there's a place with notifications, and I don't get them there either. The odd one. So if I'm slow on comments, I apologize, because I just don't get them in the same, and I have to retrain myself to go to a specific place, look at the comments and answer them, and I'll get better at that. So I apologize, but I would love your comments, especially on these 2 questions I would like to ask. Do you want to see summer hockey back? Do you want to see, how do you write it? Do you want to see hockey back this summer? How do you feel about watching hockey in July and August and everything being kind of delayed and just a different timeline, different format? How do you feel all about that? I think that's, yeah. I didn't ask the format question as the second one. Yeah, I'm really interested to know, and I may do. Leave me comments and any questions, and I might do a video where I answer the questions, or just talk about the comments. What comment, and obviously I'll say who it's from. And yeah, I might do a video like that. I'm very interested to know. And also at the same time, do you want the Habs to go deep into the playoffs, or lose in the first round so they don't screw up their high pick? And that's I'd like to know what you guys think, because I'd love them to go deep and maybe win a cup. Yeah, 100%. But I'll be honest with you. I know it's going to sound weird. I don't know if winning a cup with this team is the best thing that could happen to this team, because they're missing out on a great draft pick. And it's not just that. This isn't a Stanley Cup championship team, right? They could win, especially this year because of everybody's fresh. But realistically, this isn't a Stanley Cup championship team. It changes the dynamic of everything. It goes to your head now. The next year they fall flat on their faces because they, the only good thing about that would be, though, free agents would want to come back to Montreal. I've talked about this before. They don't want to come here because Montreal is not winning. If Montreal would win a cup this season, it would change a lot going into the future about the players that would want to come here. So that's an option. That's another aspect of it. So I'm just babbling on about. So if you really would answer these two questions for me, I'm really curious to know what you think, and I may do a video based on the answers to these two questions, and from you guys. So let me know, and I might make that a members only video but I'll probably not, because you guys are all sharing it. I know some of you guys can't do the memberships. Totally understand. A video like this, I won't do that. I'll say it now. I won't make that a membership video. I am going to be doing a hockey card one for the memberships only. It'll be the second one I'm doing, and yeah, if you want to see that, you'll have to go to there and take a membership. They're not that expensive, and the lowest one, and you get all the videos that I'm going to put in there. So if you're interested in that, check that out. The join button is down there. Thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate that you did. Thumbs up if you liked it, and any comments you may have, anything, what I said there. I mean, okay, these are nice comments. We might be able to pick Rossi, so you might want to comment about that. So anything I said here, let me know what you think. If you have want to answer those questions, please do, and I'll see your comments. I appreciate that. While you're down there, if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe, ring the notifications bell. That'll get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. And I think that is it. Please stay safe there, everybody. Things are opening up again, and yeah, you still have to stay safe until we know that things are 100% safe. So I hope you all do wear a mask when you're out. Can't social distance. That's very important, I think. And yeah, stuff like that. Thanks for watching. Peace out, everybody. See you next video.